The N8 is Nokia's flagship N-series 12-megapixel superphone, and it's not bad looking. It's sturdy yet light with a big 3.5-inch OLED screen. The screen res could do with being a bit higher at just 640 by 360 pixels to make it feel really high-end. Now, design-wise, it's pretty minimalist with just one hardware button below the screen for switching between the home screen and the menu, and when held down it will bring up all your open applications for a bit of multitasking action, which is all operated nice and quickly. It's the first handset to support the Symbian 3 operating system, and the new UI isn't hugely different to what we've seen on the N97, which is a bit of a shame really, as I was hoping for some obvious changes and not just what seems like a refresh. So it's still very busy looking if you completely fill the home page, and now there's 3 of them to fill with your favourite applications and shortcuts, which is of course what home pages are for. It's just Nokia has somehow managed to make them look cluttered when they are full. Now the menu is still the same, but generally there are some notable improvements. For example, the addition of multi-touch in the gallery and browser, which I'm happy to report is nice and smooth, and the browser itself is satisfyingly quick, although it does have the tendency to run slow at times, but generally is good enough so you won't need to download a third-party browser like Opera. And it supports Flash, which is always good, and the multitasking system is also a lot simpler, and of course Nokia's brilliant built-in OV maps is included too. The 1 GHz processor helps to speed things up, keep transitions smooth without juddering, although scrolling between home pages just isn't as smooth as it is on other handsets. Okay, so moving on, and the N8 also packs a 12-megapixel camera with xenon flash, which sticks out kind of awkwardly at the back of the phone, but as Nokia tells us, it's designed to give the lens more room to focus. But design aside, pictures look really good, the clarity is impressive, and the shooting speed nice and quick. Even close-ups look good with sharp detail, as does the bright and natural colours that come out in each picture. Now, there's loads of features to get stuck into as well, and it's definitely one of the best cameras we've seen on a phone for a while. And then there's the front-facing camera too, for self-portraits or video calling with video-enabled apps like Fring. The N8's video mode is equally impressive, detailed and runs very smoothly. It captures 720p HD video, which looks great on the big screen, and thanks to the mini HDMI port at the top of the phone, you'll be able to take in your work on your high-def TV. It also supports Dolby Digital Surround Sound, which for a phone sounds really good. Now, the OV social networking client, which aggregates all your accounts, can be a bit sluggish. In fact, this sluggishness stretches to opening a lot of the applications on the N8. But this app is particularly slow, as every time you open it, up pops the OV Nokia logo, and it gets boring very quickly. Now, text looks quite cramped, and it's a bit annoying that you have to go through this application in order to upload photos or videos, as opposed to directly from the camera or gallery, like we can do on the Android and iPhone operating systems. Now onto the screen, which is quite responsive and accurate, although sometimes it does take a double tap on icons for the phone to recognise your commands, but this isn't very frequent, so nothing to worry about. Now, the on-screen keyboard is easy enough to type on as well, although I'm not a fan of the alphanumeric keyboard in portrait mode, and the accelerometer isn't the quickest, so when entering a URL, for example, this can be a bit annoying. The N8's music player has also been revamped, and it looks really good with a cover flow style layout to scroll through your music and album art. It looks even better in landscape, and Nokia have also thrown in its OV music service, and like the browser, it's all very swift. And there's also 16 gig of onboard storage, expandable to 32 gig. So like the N97, the N8 has good looking and sturdy hardware with impressive multimedia features to boot, and it brings a lot of high-end specs to the table, and it's a nice phone and a very exciting release for Nokia. But sadly, the Symbian 3 operating system just isn't as slick as other OSs out there. It's good, don't get me wrong, it's just there's a lot of room for improvement.